at least, but not at last, we have the chief organizer of the whole Congress, which is the 17th SICSSO Congress, International Congress. We're very pleased to have his final ideas and suggestions about this Congress, and mainly about the big news which are coming out from this Congress in terms of clinical, technological and surgical innovations, and after it about the stem cell and ocular surface corneal formation.
Well, the situation is improving day by day, year by year, and it's very interesting for us that the best speakers, the best researchers are using to come in our meeting, and we could enjoy their support. And now it's clear, much more than ever, that corneal transplant had a mini-invasive evolution. Not PK anymore, except few cases, but only the transplant in the not healthy area of the cornea. I mean deep anterior lamellar keratoplasty for stromal disease, endothelial keratoplasty, much more DMEC every time you can to replace the endothelium function. That's reduce the complication and improve the tissue survival with the time. So we are very happy to have these results, because it means that our patients have a better prognosis about their disease. And let me spend a few words about the new SICSSO mission. So SICSSO was the Italian Society of Stem Cells and Ocular Surface. The acronym remained the same, but the explanation of our acronyms now is Società Internazionale, International Society of Cornea, Ocular Surface and Stem Cells. But the mission, what SICSSO won't reach with time, is to enlarge the diffusion of lamellar keratoplasty and of corneal transplant all over the world, helping the countries that are without any support, any possibility to have a corneal transplant. And we had the adhesion of mostly of great surgeons in Italy with an international board involving the other cornea society to reach this goal, and I wish to this board to reach the goal as soon as possible.
Thank you, Professor Sarnicola. Now, we did several interviews all along this Congress, and in these interviews emerged several ideas and enthusiasm from different surgeons and relators from all over the world. I would like to focalize our attention on two areas that we found received an important interest. The first one is that the wet lab of this Congress, mainly about the DMEC, have been a very great interest. They have been very appreciated, like all the others, but the need of DMEC surgery is emerging very strong. And the second one is that there is an interest in live surgery. Do you think that in the next Congress in June 2019 in Turin, there will be these two areas, the live surgery and the web areas, web surgery directly?
Absolutely, I agree with your question, your key points. I start from the last one. next year I announced that we will have a live surgery from Eye Hospital in Turin, that is very big hospital with amazing operating room, and we will do live surgery next year, absolutely. We didn't do this year because in the tradition of SICSSO there are two different aspects. The first is the live surgery, but SICSSO is even no, because we do live evaluation of patients. That is another big problem in cornea. That means we try to check the patients live to understand if the diagnosis can become easier for everybody, to the approach to understand which is the disease, that it's important as live surgery. So this year we did live evaluation of patients and case discussion, but next year we will do live surgery. Going back to the first question about wet lab, SICSSO wet lab is a special wet lab because it's done with the human tissue that eye bank is not sending to be used for transplant, and this helps a lot because it's not pink eye or something that it's very different from the human eye. But for DMEC, we do not need only human tissue, but we need even globe, because the difficult part of DMEC is not to strip the tissue that now you can have pre-stripped from the eye bank, but it's the scroll the tissue inside to the eye and trying to understand the movement of aqueous inside to the anterior chamber that can help with different techniques to open the tissue. So this year we had 20 globes, and this was the success of the wet lab. But wet lab will remain next year because wet lab is in a different room, and it's something that SICSSO is doing every year since the beginning.
Thank you. I think we had very good suggestions for the future and for now. Thank you very much, Professor Sarnicola. Until next time.
Bye.